My next guests like to drive very fast, sometimes in cars, sometimes on bikes, sometimes into each other. And this Saturday, at the Entertainment Centre in Sydney, they're going to be taking up the latest speed craze, silly karts. Please welcome Wayne Gardner and Neil Crompton.
Hi. Andrew. Hi, mate.
I think this is your car, isn't it?
Yeah, this is mine. This is the one. It's the winning one, I hope.
Now, guys, we'll get onto this sort of hyped-up lawnmower a bit later. Wayne, I want to, first of all, talk a bit about your driving career. When you first switched from bikes, a lot of people in the racing fraternity thought you weren't going to make it. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess there was. There was a number of people who thought that, you know, I couldn't really adapt from 2 wheels to 4 wheels, but, yeah, I think I picked it up fairly quickly because the same philosophy applies. It's just applying yourself, that's all.
Neil, you were one of those racing drivers. Tell the truth. What did you think when...
I laughed at him.
You laughed? Really?
Weeks on end, yeah. No, I thought that Wayne was always capable. It was interesting when he arrived in '93 with the Holden racing team. The first race of the Touring Car Championship at Amaroo Park, we ended up in fairly fierce battle, and it resulted in the mongrel punting me off about halfway through the race, and I fired off into a fence. And he came scuttling into the motorhome halfway through the day, giggling like a hyena. Oh, that was sorry, mate, sorry. And later in the year, we had another coming together at Wanneroo in Perth.
Yep.
And it was one back for Crompton that time.
Well, we actually have some footage of the fabulous Wayne Gardner driving team in full cry. You might like to talk us through this, Neil. Here we go. This is... I think this was at Bathurst.
Oh, you mongrel.
Now, try and spot the 2 Wayne Gardner cars.
Yeah.
There they go.
Hey, don't blame me. Oh, that was him.
Well, I think we got your race cam footage, do we not, Marty? Can we run the Neil's race cam?
Oh, you've stitched this.
Do we have that? Here it comes. Talk us. What actually did happen this day, Neil?
This is what's regarded as a nightmare, a horror story, in fact. Well, we got 100 metres down. This is my car off the line at Bathurst.
Yes.
Wayne's on the right. I got a better start than the chief, and somewhere in here there's Phil Ward, and all of a sudden 3 cars don't go into 2.
Right.
Bang. And bang, that's the wall, and that's me swearing, which makes the picture break up.
Right. So, Wayne, did you shunt Neil?
No. Let's get it right.
What happened?
I was actually behind him, and I was actually coming up on the outside.
He was just driving along,
and Neil's
all
got
of a sudden,
involved with another driver, speed his car off, and he came shooting at me and took me out into the wall. And my worst nightmare, both my cars were in the wall. So.
Yeah, and what, you would have gone like 150 yards
at
in
least.
that day.
Oh,
yeah.
we were going that day.
Yeah. So when you got back to the workshop and you looked at all the stats and so on, were you pleased with that performance over 150?
You should have tried. I tried to explain it to the sponsors at Coca-Cola, thinking, oh my God, what's happened here?
But look, they get continued coverage of that incident.
Yeah, it was. It was not the sort of coverage that we wanted. I wanted to give him the bill. It was like a good $50,000 or $60,000 bill that day. It was a very expensive
Does he
day.
earn enough to pay that bill, though?
Yeah, he earns enough to pay for that.
ridiculous. No way, Jose.
Well, that's why you can afford to drive souped-up lawnmowers. Now, these are...
See, I've been busted. After that happened, this is all I've got now. He took my touring car away.
But I did paint it red, did you notice?
Yeah, it's very much Crompton's colour. Now, what is the story of these things? These are silly carts, also known as lawnmowers of death. Also known as grass catchers with too much grunts. Why would you drive this? And surely there's no respect to be had in this.
Money.
Money? Yeah, fair enough.
Well, they're good fun. I've got one just as a toy. And we're both... what are they laughing at? I think they're laughing at you, Wayne.
Nothing to do with me.
We're all having a run this weekend.
They're laughing at the fact that your mum dressed you in the same outfit.
Well done.
But what is
This is called teamwear, if you didn't know.
Oh, teamwear.
Teamwear.
Oh, it's all the fashion.
And what you just saw before was teamwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we have some footage of the equivalent of what you're going to be doing this weekend in Paris. The miniature riding around racing.
Okay. Yeah, this is a race that happened in Paris last year. It's called the Elf Masters at the Bercy Stadium, and all the Formula One drivers get together and they have this, that's Michael Schumacher, the world champion, they have this enormous, this looks very quick, they have this enormous race where all the heroes come together and ultimately the hero is determined, and it's going to happen this weekend in Sydney. It's called the Legends of Motorsport.
You've got Brock, you've got Johnson, you've got Gardner, you've got...
Crompton.
I was dealing with the first rank
oh, okay,
to start
sorry.
with. But, you know, you also had the battlers, and that's great. I think it's tremendous.
It adds balance, doesn't it?
I mean, is it for fun or is it going to be highly competitive?
Oh, it's going to be competitive. In fact, this mongrel's been practising all day. I've been working all day, trying to make a living, trying to find a quid for his race team.
Yeah.
And he's been down at Wollongong tearing around with Wyn Percy, who's arrived from England to have a run. Stephen Gore, Craig... I hate him. I can't stand it.
How fast do these things go?
It depends on how you gear them for different tracks. But
don't give me the technical advice.
I'd say...
If you've got a couple of hours to spare, about 100 k's.
Yeah, a bit more
100 k's?
sometimes, yeah.
And because you're so low to the ground, does it feel like it's going faster?
Bloody quick.
Yeah?
It's frightening, yes.
Is it actually scary?
Well, freckle puckers up a bit. But,
it's not really. I think the amount of... the width of the tyres and how low they are, they get a lot of grip. And as you see, they get up on two wheels, but yeah.
Look, just for anybody that missed that, what Neil said was, the old freckle puckers up a bit.
I was trying to talk over that, and I was thinking, no one heard that.
Look, I think...
he was dog paddling then, that was good.
I think you're doing your sponsors proud. In fact, I think they're going, that's good, Coca-Cola, the old freckle puckers up a bit.
There goes my career, that's it.
Now, our own Amanda Keller, because there's a celebrity race beforehand. I don't quite get the connection, but Amanda Keller is racing in it with, well, I think you've got Sue Cruikshank and Barry Crocker, and it's...
Andrew Great showbiz legends.
Yes.
Why aren't you running in it, Andrew?
Why aren't I running in it? Well, it's because, unfortunately, such is the power of my legs that I can actually outrace these. I can actually outrace these running. No, it's because I'm a shocking driver.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm a shocking driver. I will kill somebody. But Amanda's being sent as my proxy, if I can use that word. Excuse me 1 second. Amanda, put the drink down. Come on.
I just made a cup of tea.
No,
I've
well,
just made a cup of tea.
Come on in, Amanda Keller. Amanda, Wayne, Amanda Neil.
Hi, Amanda.
Hey, get in.
Step in it, put your feet on the seat and then sit down. Grab hold of the wheel.
It's a soft top, I
Yeah,
gather.
just put your feet on the seat.
Yeah.
On the seat.
Yeah, now
And
slide
just
in
ride it like this?
Now slide in.
Is this
Now
that
just sort of
freckle
slide
business?
in it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's harder than it looks, isn't it?
It is, if you got a bigger
Okay,
size.
now breathe and push.
You're in. You're in and you're
Whoa!
Okay, now, have you ever driven one of these before, Amanda?
No, I've never been in one of these before.
Did you just hear what Neil and Wayne were
I
saying?
did,
about
and I-
Freckles puckering?
I did. Mine's doing that now.
Well, see, there you go.
It's working. Is it actually dangerous, though, looking at that footage there of everyone lifting off and all of that?
Not at all. It's
Don't
totally
tell lies,
safe.
it is so.
Oh,
I mean, some of this may happen. There might be some of this.
Did that make you friendly?
Yes, my suspension. Is there no suspension? Are they more
How's the
covered in
freckle,
than this?
by
Is
the
this
way,
just
after
yeah, my freckle, exactly. I'm not leaving this seat for the rest of
What
the
are
show.
the G-forces like? Are they sort of, you know, really... Sorry,
Yes, thank you
and I
very
hope your
much.
hair doesn't get much. That's the worst thing.
Oh, it's the worst thing of all.
What tips can you give
I'm
Amanda?
exhausted.
Get in front and increase the lead. That's
That
the
old
only
thing.
Yeah.
Don't park in a no parking zone.
Keep it off the walls, don't crash into others.
Yeah.
And keep it in a straight line.
Gee, that's very, very
Except for
helpful.
those cornery
Push
bits.
that one a lot.
Yeah.
This one is
Push
the-
that one
okay.
a lot, and don't push that one very much.
That's the
Yep.
brake on the left.
Keep the throttle on and don't hit a brake.
Now, I don't wish to in any way, you know, fill Amanda's heads with scary thoughts, but head.
My
but,
head?
Yes.
She's Australian.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, thank you.
But if Amanda were to, you know, stack it somewhere around 85 k's, would this powerful chassis protect her?
This powerful.
It's going to be a job.
My exoskeleton.
This may not look like it, Andrew, but this is a safety cell. This is very carefully designed. It absorbs impact, and so does your body when you hit the wall.
Amanda's had roll bars put in, you know.
Around my Marty cakes
You
in
know,
the
you
back.
can't even see the scars. It's fantastic.
Oh dear. Well, I do smell that fish custard pudding. I think it's time to go. Amanda, watch out that this doesn't happen on the night at all. That's the worst thing.
Watch your rear end at all times.
There's some advice.
That's good.
Gardner, Neil Crompton, thanks very much.
Thanks, Andrew.